So this video I was going to do a little different than previous videos in that I'm going to try to do a little narration. Hopefully it's not too bad. And kind of focus in on time slips and some of the other things that go on behind the scenes, uh, not on the track. Hopefully it will be interesting. I also wanted to point out that this is a beautiful November day even for northern Mississippi. It's like 75 degrees out. It's really awesome. Here's a little walk around the car before it gets dirty. So you can see a few battle scars, but doesn't look too bad. So I thought you all might be interested in seeing Gene out here dancing with a mop. So here is Crew Chief Pro's Predict ET screen, and the base run is based on a run from a couple weeks back in Lawrenceburg, Tennessee. The ET was a 552 with a 3. You can see the atmospheric conditions. That's over there in the yellow box. And in purple, the purple box is the today's atmospheric conditions from Holly Springs. And over in the red box is the two predicted values for what the car should run on this first time trial today. So here's my time slip from the first time trial. And what's highlighted in yellow is a crappy reaction time of a 51. And it looks like my opponent was near as bad as me. But the ET, the 545 with a 9, falls kind of dead smack in between the two possible predicted values from the program that said it was going to be a 545 with a 6 or a 546 with a 3. So that's pretty much like dead in between them. So that's interesting. For the second time trial, I went to the left lane. I was bound determined not to have that bad light, and I went red by 0.02. And but the car ran within 1,000th of what it just ran in the right lane earlier. The air, for all intents and purposes, is the same. So pretty pleased so far. Well, I got a round 1 win. I think most of it was due to the reaction time difference. You can see that highlighted in yellow. He had a 42 light, I had a 21 light, so pretty good advantage there. The car ran a 545 with an 8, which is within 3 thousandths of the previous passes. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I probably should have lifted on, whapped it at least once as I was going by him. That's a little bit too much finish margin there, highlighted in red. So for round two, won again. So it puts me $60 ahead, I guess, with not having to buy back. Had to run the same guy twice. I kind of always hate that. But my light picked up. His went a little bit the other way. The air also picked up a little bit, so a few hundred feet, and I ended up, lifting on this run. So I'll have to use the autocomplete function in the Crew Chief Pro software, and to try and figure out what it would have ran and what to dial it in for next. So the run completion screen in Crew Chief Pro said on that run where it ran a 48 with a 1 that it would have ran a 45 with a 7 had I not lifted. And that's based on the previous runs and the 60-foot 330, that kind of data. So it looks like I got the win light for round three. I had a 007 light. My opponent went red by just a smidgen over 2 thousandths, and it looks like I also had a breakout in it, so I got to stay in it though since he had a red light, and so I broke out by 0.007, and that's highlighted in yellow, and then down in blue is the corrected altitude of 1,111 feet, which is another couple hundred feet better than the last run. I think I need to do a better job of staying on top of the air and checking the program. So based on the previous run of a 545 with a 7, and then the atmospheric changes that took place between second round and third round, the program says it would have ran a 544 with a 1. It ran a 544 with a 2. So I think I need to start trusting this guy. So round four was interesting. Had to race Chad. He's always good. He killed me on the tree, and we got down the other end, and he took a little too much stripe, and I got lucky in that I followed what the program said my car was going to run, and so I dialed it a 542. It ran a 542 with a 1. So I'm gonna have to give that program a little credit there. So I think I got lucky here with Cody. We were within 4 thou on the tree. The finish line stripe was 2 thousandths. I think he may have backed up and let me take it. I don't know whether that was intentional or not, but the air also it didn't follow what I thought it would do based on the program. So it's been following it really good all night, and this time it kind of went the other way a little bit. You can see the altitude changed a lot down there in purple, so I feel like it's probably reached the limit of how much fuel I've got in there for the quality of the air. So as we can see, I got bumped over to the left lane for round 6. I had a decent light. My opponent had some challenges with the trans brake, I think, and went way red. And then the car, I ran it out, and it ran 5 thousandths slower than it did in the right lane the previous run. So pretty pleased overall that with the car. Well, we decided to split it in the finals. This was Alex's first ever final, and it was my first one of the year. And I think we both wanted a winner circle pitcher, so we just split it. And it's probably an awesome way to top off 2020, as crazy of a year as it's been. Maybe we'll do some more winner circles next year together, hopefully.